the tussles at the moment, which is well expected because the significant difference between the two sides is their size.
There's Bristow down too in that melee there, got one behind the head or hit his head on the ground, and the umpire said he can have a free kick for it, and he's up and shaking his head, and no doubt the big fellow from Sale.
Shaking his finger too.
Yes, and he no doubt will be all right. I think the word was that perhaps Sale might try the vigour, but Bairnsdale certainly doing a fair bit of it. He breaks around Mitchell, gets his right boot to the ball, looking for Emu Jones. He's sandwiched out, but nearly took it. Fletcher sees it go to the ground. Calvert grabbed when not in possession. The umpire says free kick, and it's going to be Glenn Calvert, who eventually got on top of Jennings last week and played very well, Glenn Calvert. Down towards the half-forward line. Shanahan, can you trap it there? It's Kyle after him. Hand pass, not good. He's put Frith under a lot of pressure here, but it'll go over the line and out of bounds. And Ross Simmons and Frith having a bit of a dig at each other. Nothing to worry about as the throw-in will take place on centre wing, slightly in favour of Bairnsdale. Bristow tries the big knock. Whoops, Bristow gives his opponent one there, and a big clap in the face as Jeff Warren, and he had words to say, so no doubt big Neil Bristow is going to try and feel this Bairnsdale side out, and he's done it early. An advantage or not, Glenn Petch?
I don't think an advantage, not with a league umpire that's in charge of the game today. They're aware of everything like that, Graham.
The ball, centre wing division. Cowell has picked it up, hand passed it nicely to Laurie Haylock. Haylock has lost the ball, will allow Frith to come in, but Cowell picks it up. Hine put his leg out there, free kick to Cowell. Should have been before that, actually, as Ronnie Hughes and Grant Mitchell having a bit of dance of love, and a few elbows going in.
You can really feel a grand final now, can't you? She's these
they
two
didn't know they were
towns
playing. They certainly will in just a moment.
These two cities being
trying
close
to feel
together.
each other out. Bruce Cowell puts Bairnsdale into attack. Where's Russell? Where's the big fellows? Over the top of the packet goes Ross Williams. Traps it. No, it's dropped to the ground again. A hand pass. Here's a chance for a goal for Bairnsdale. Ian Kyle, good hand pass, but it's gone off the hands of Royal. Royal now has hand passed badly and will allow Sale through the agency of Shanahan. A hand pass out there to, who was that, King. A further hand pass, and Sale momentarily out of trouble.
Disastrous play down there on that forward line by Bairnsdale as we see Leskovic roaming off the pack. The both back lines on top at this stage. Fletcher goes along, hand pass to O'Brien, goes in front of him. It's trapped by the Sale player Hughes, that centre half back. Long to King. King has a bounce. One bounce. He's going to go for another one. No, he has a kick. Goes in short, but it's Alvin well in front of Coulthard this time, who takes a mark. Alvin's had a superb season down there for Bairnsdale.
Kager Finance scoreboard shows Sale a 1-2-8, 2 points for the Bairnsdale side, and we have been playing around about 15 minutes in the first quarter.
Laurie Haylock now at centre half back for Bairnsdale. Puts it in the direction of Ross Simmons. This time he's marked it, and Bairnsdale I feel getting on top a bit now as Simmons looks for someone in that forward line. I think it's Cal. No, it's O'Brien. It's punched away from him to Frith. Frith to Clark for Sale. He gets bundled aside and gets one in the back, and or one too high I think it was, and will take the free kick.
Barry Clark from the centre of the ground, a kick up to the half forward. He's given Emu Jones a long run. Can he trap it? Emu Jones overruns the ball. Coming in now is Robbie Leskovic, quicker to recover, still can't pick it up. Got a fit of the fumbles, Leskovic. Whoops, coming in is Ken Hine to lend assistance. Emu Jones pushed in the back and will receive the most obvious free kick that you would see anywhere.
Silly play by Jeff Warren.
Yes, he certainly did. His experience showing out, but by Jove, that forward line of Sale is slow, Graham.
It is looking slow. Looked very good a fortnight ago, but another great mark to Tommy Elvin, who's on fire so far this afternoon. And number 39 stamped on his back will drive the red legs to Trevor Fletcher at centre half back. Royal said leave it. They both did and mucked each other up. Barry Clark sees it high in the air. Now it's Cowell who'll pick it up. Cowell charging into trouble here. Down he goes to the ground. Dropped the shoulder. Now it's Barry Clark trying to pick it up. Oh, gee, there's a ton of pressure out there, but of course it is a grand final. It's to be expected, and a free kick to the Bairnsdale skipper in Trevor Fletcher on the defensive side of the centre of the ground. He gets it down to Michael Caine. Fletcher has big raps for Michael Caine. Can he do anything with it? Gets it down to Royal on the half-forward line, but it's trapped nicely over there by King, who looks a bit slow, but still gets away from Royal. His left foot kick up into no man's land onto the half-forward line. Coulthard and Alvin. Alvin traps it beautifully, then loses it just as quickly. The ball again in Alvin's possession. A hand pass. He's doing it well over there, Alvin. And now Cowell, the man of the moment, gets his right boot to the ball, kicks it a million miles to the forward pocket. The wind takes it into David Mason's arms, and David Mason will defend for Sale. Kager Finance scoreboard, it's 1-2-8 Sale to 2 points Bairnsdale. Certainly backlines on top, Len Petch at the moment.
Yes, they are, Graham. It's a battle of the backlines, but I'm very pleased with the way Bairnsdale are going along with it at the moment. I think they're just vying out this quarter, and the second quarter with the win, they'll really prove their worth.
Bairnsdale maintaining possession, Len, aren't they?
They certainly are, yes. They're standing up to everything that Sale's dishing out, Richard.
Back to Leskovic this time by. He's on fire. These two backmen, Alvin and Leskovic, they really are on fire, aren't they? As we see Leskovic taking a lovely tumbling mark in front of his opponent, Ian Jones. Leskovic goes looking for Mitchell. Mitchell sort of, obviously that wind's obviously more trouble than it appears from here, because it fell in the arms of Paul Clavarino. His kick goes a mile up in the air. Nobody there to get the marks. To the ground it comes. The runners are there in John Kerr from Sale in the direction of Alvin and Coulthard. But who is it again? It's Tom Alvin again who's taken that mark.
Would have received the free anyway, which I think he did do.
Yes, he did, Graham. Either the mark or the free, doesn't really matter.
Getting himself in front.
That Sale backline looks a little bit crowded at the moment. Looked better a fortnight ago against the Taralgan
Their
side.
forward line, Graham?
Yes. Their forward line, their forward line looked a lot better a fortnight ago. It's a little bit crowded. There's another great mark taken by Bairnsdale, this time through Bruce Cowell. They're marking everything in that defence, whether it's Cowell or whether it's Alvin or Leskovic. And Warren, of course, has made his presence felt. David Overy hasn't had to do much down there. He's just keeping it away from the big fellows in Bristow and Mason when they rest in that forward
Very
pocket.
well balanced backline.
There's the kick into the centre of the ground. That Ross Simmons again trying to do something with it. Can't do so. Robbie Frith in there doing battle with the Sales side. The umpire says a free kick, and the free kick will be taken by Ross Simmons in the centre of the Bairnsdale Oval. Bit overcast down here, and the score shows 1-2 to 2 points. Sales still leading by that single goal. There's a one round the head, I thought, for Mason, but play on as the call, and umpire Carbines will come in and bounce it at centre half forward. Umpire Carbine, centre half forward for Bairnsdale. The bounce, the big men fly. Knock taken by Mason. A hand pass to Frith. Is he going to get through there? He does, but only just. He gets it into Robbins. Robbins pushes it where Cowell, his opponent, will come in and pick it up. He gets a right boot to the ball, Cowell. Puts it long and wide and gets felled after dispatch, and will in fact take the free in the forward pocket division.
Good umpiring.
Who tested him out there. I missed it as I was following the ball.
Good umpiring. Cowell had delivered the ball and momentarily was hit by Frith just only seconds later. Hip and shoulder it was, but it was enough to give a good umpire like Carbines make the decision down the field. As we see Grant Mitchell coming in.
White.
It's not as big. Russell White falls a bit short, punched away from Chris
Fleming.
Russell down there by Big Fleming.
We're back here once again, live in the grand final, 1981, about 20 minutes into the first quarter, as we see another kick, one of the multitude of kicks going to Tom Alvin, defending beautifully. Puts it to Trevor Fletcher, who must be proud of his player there. Gets it down towards the centre-half forward division. The big men fly, picked up by Ross Williams. He defends well with a long left-foot kick in the speed direction, up over the top of Glenn Calvert, but he recovers well. He's grabbed by speed. Good play, but the umpire says play on. Picked up by Coulthard. Coulthard puts it in the Emu Jones direction. There's the ball, half forward flank for the Sales side, picked up nicely by Emu Jones this time, heading towards an open goal. What's he done? I don't think he's made any mistake, and Emu Jones has put his first on the board. Sales second. A comment from Len Petch as Sale go to 2-2. Bairnsdale 3 points in the first quarter.
How many goals does Sale need, do you think?
They need another 2, I would say, to be reasonably comfortable, as Clark takes it out of the centre, gets it to Kerr. He drops it like a hot potato, and the free kick will quite rightly so go to... who is that out there? Ross Simmons again on the centre wing, who is very quickly getting on top on that centre wing. Shanahan will set himself, but nearly a nice mark to Hughes. Too many flew, and Redenbach was the player down. He puts it down in the direction of Big White, up over the top of him in the forward pocket division. Nearly out of bounds on the full there off the boots of Ross Williams, but the umpire has indicated that it's just a throw-in, and it will be taken in the Bairnsdale forward pocket. Nearly a full quarter elapsed in this 1981 grand final here between Sale and Bairnsdale, repeating that Taralgan won the reserves and Warrigal the thirds. There's the knock to the ground. Let's see who's going to pick it up. Oh, there's a throw through his legs, but play on was the call. He got away with that very nicely, that Bairnsdale player, as it trickles through for 1 point, making 4 on the board for Bairnsdale to 2-2-14 for Sale. The 1981 grand final live here on GLV Channel 8 from the... Moe ground, as we find Grant Mitchell taking a mark in the half-forward flank division. Kicked into Ronnie Hughes, but Fletcher, who's been handling the ball well, doesn't do so on that occasion with a very bad hand pass. Cowell picks it up, however. He gets through a couple of players, plays well to get his right boot to the ball, looking for Kyle. Kyle gets it pushed away from him down there by Peter King, and it's over the line and out of bounds. The score 2-2-14 to 4 points, 10 points. Sale in front, coming up to about the 20-minute mark of the first quarter.
Boundary umpire throws it in. Mason and Fletcher do battle. Mason gets the tap, comes to ground. Can't pick up that player, but it's a Sale player who gets tumbled out of the line and the ball will be thrown in again. The wind's blowing across this ground north, probably a northwesterly, and it's forcing that ball over there out of bounds. There's also grand final nerves are still here as Trevor Maxfield puts Sale into attack to the centre of the ground, but it's Glenn Calvert, who's been a bustling half-back flanker. He comes across, makes a mistake, gets it to speed his opponent. Through the pack is Leskovic, up to Hughes, who takes a diving mark, but it's not paid, to Mitchell, whose hand passes to Big Fletcher. He goes over the top to Royal. Royal ducks the head, which he shouldn't do, but he comes back, has a grass cutter, and it's picked up. Nice little mark by Bairnsdale. Who is it?
Kane.
Kane it is, yes, this half-forward flanker who really came into the game last week and tore Traralgon apart in that last half and really kicked 4 goals.
Michael Kane is 30 metres out from goal. John Shanahan on his mark. Will this be Bairnsdale's first goal? Going wide, but I think it's good enough. Let's see.
Good.
1 point only. Oh, gee, that must have been close, Len.
Yeah, I thought it was through, Graham, to be honest with you, but wasn't to be.
The wind has taken it away. Bairnsdale now frittering their opportunities, which they're getting very well in the first quarter against the wind, with 5 points on the board to 2-2 for Sale. Sale's goal getters. That's a beautiful mark. Russell White over there. Magnificent mark on the half-forward line as he puts his left boot into the ball. Gets it down towards centre half-forward, but an equally good mark to Chook Fowles in defence for Sale. Oops, he's grabbed leg-wise there. Goes back. Can he get away with this? He can't. He's going to be caught with that ball. Play on is the call. Bairnsdale tackling fiercely, whether in defence or in the attacking zone, as the umpire is giving a free to Sale to momentarily relieve the situation. Shane O'Brien holding that head of his, which no doubt would be a trifle sore after last week. It's Maxfield putting it out in the Bristow direction, but the umpire's called it back for some reason, so he can line O'Brien up on the mark over there as we find the first quarter very slowly coming to a conclusion. The 2 goals for Sale. Ken Hine kicked the first, Emu Jones the second. Bairnsdale had none. 2-2 to 5 points first quarter.
Trevor Maxfield it is, will relieve for the Sale side. His kick travels onto the wing side. Lovely kick, direction of Bristow. He can't mark it. Mitchell can't. Comes to Clark. Clark gets a hand pass to his coach in Robbins, who has a hurried kick in the direction of Ian Jones. He can't mark, but it's Frith. He's dispossessed as Glenn Calvert, by gee, he's playing a wonderful game. Across to Cal. Cal to Haylock. Haylock will run into goal from the centre, looking at Redenbach. Redenbach's going to take a nicely judged mark on his chest in front of his opponent, Johnny Shanahan.
Looking a little bit better now, Bairnsdale.
Len. Much better, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They seem to have steadied a little bit earlier than what Sale have, Graham.
Redenbach now lining up for the first. Look at the wind take that away, and Bristow underneath it, can't mark it, but Ross Williams takes it beautifully on the first grab. A nice long hand pass to Peter King, who's running free on the half-back line. A long kick in the speed direction, but Calvert is absolutely tearing an experienced player in Peter Speed apart at the moment on that half-back flank. He breaks around him too. Look at the exuberance of youth go down towards that half-forward line. Mitchell, he gets it taken away. Picked up by Peter King again. He's on top there now on that centre wing. Up towards the half-forward line. Here's Kenny Hine picking it up. Grabbed high around the neck, but breaks the tackle. Now he gets a long kick high in towards the Mason and Overy direction. Mason, one grab, couldn't clasp it. It's now towards the forward pocket. In there is Claverino. The umpire is giving... he is giving David Overy the free in the back pocket division.
He earned that kick, David
Overy. A Claverino free.
I thought he earned that kick, David Overy, by being really going in for that ball very hard. David as his kick goes to White. Big mark.
To White up over the top of Speed, and it's the White, and he's going to give Speed a bit of a hurry up as the quarter-time siren sounds. We'll give you the score and then take this break from all studios. 2-2-14 Sale leading Bairnsdale 5 points at quarter-time at Bowie. Could you just repeat that?
I didn't hear it.
Back here, the second quarter underway, and at MCG, Collingwood 5-6 are leading. Fitzroy 2-3 and Carlton 1-2 are being led at the moment by Geelong, but the score I don't quite have. Good mark has been taken here by Trevor Fletcher. They're kicking with the breeze, remember, and they go into this quarter only 9 points down. If Big Fletcher has marked the ball in the full forward division here and can bring the score within 9 points early in this quarter. In fact, the first minute, he hasn't done it, I don't think, or has he?
Yes,
he has. By gee, that must have swung late.
Yes, it just must have snuck in, I think, with the aid of the wind, Graham. It just cleared that goalpost.
Not a bad player as Trevor Fletcher, is he?
No,
Took a
there's
very
the
good
first
mark there.
60 seconds. In fact, the first 30 seconds of the second quarter, the first goal on the board. That makes it look a bit more respectable. They move now to 1-5. That makes them 11 on the Kager Finance scoreboard to Sale 2-2-14. It's the grand final, of course, a war of nerves here, and we're waiting to see the umpire Shane Carbines, bounce it once again in the centre.
That move was started by Brian Royal, of course, as the Ruckman White gets the knockout to Hine. Hine's hand pass is trapped by Laurie Haylock, who puts Bairnsdale back into attack on their half-forward line. Leading for the race to the ball is Ross Simmons, who's been on fire in this first quarter. His hand pass is back in the direction of Ian Kyle, who's been a good player too. Kyle comes around his opponent, kicks long. There is one of the Bairnsdale fellas flying. I couldn't quite pick that one. I think it might have been Kane, but it comes to King. Peter King, the Sale winger. He gets to Ken Calvert, who's trapped by Speed. Speed's been playing behind too much. Calvert's over the top of the ball. The umpire says it's mine.
I think Speed might have been a bit stiff not to pick a free kick up there.
Yes, but you can't just dwell on your opponent if he's getting in front all the time, which Glenn Calvert has been doing, and then be expected to get the ball on a plate. As the ball's thumped in the direction of the line. I don't know what happened there.
Free kick. Calvert went straight over the top of Paul Clavarino. A good bit of play there by Peter Speed, getting it to him. Clavarino didn't handle it well, and therefore, of course, he received the free and will drive Sale into attack.
Paul Clavarino's kick is a good one in the direction of Ian Jones. He gets it punched away from him by the tenacious Leskovic. On the ground to Haylock, but it's Clavarino coming in again. In comes Big Barling, who's on as interchange. Back to Hughes. Hughes puts Sale into attack in the direction of Big Bristow. Bristow's got the ball in front of him. So has David Overy from Bairnsdale. He recovers better. His kick is high in the direction of Jeff Warren, who takes a mark in front of John Kerr. But it's not paid by, gee, you've got to hold on to these marks today. Comes to ground again. Back to Cal.
Throwing the ball.
Cal scoops the ball to Ross Simmons. It's deemed a throw, and it'll be Barry Clark from Sale who will put them into attack on their half-forward line to Leskovic. But it's marked by Big White, who had the better judgment, and he stayed down and took a nice mark on his chest. Russell White it is from Bairnsdale. He has a tap on the ground, kicks long. The big men are there. Who is it? It's Nuts Barling who gets it knocked. He knocks it away to Kane. Michael Kane, the half-forward from Bairnsdale, to Frith from Sale. He gets it back to Williams. Williams to Kerr. Kerr has a run, has a hand pass back to his coach in Robbins. Robbins steadies. His kick in the direction of Big Bristow again, but Overy's in front of him, making a nuisance of himself down there in front of Big Neil Bristow. But it's Fowles who's had a shot at goal, and it's going across the goal. In fact, it's one behind.
One behind there on the Kager Finance scoreboard as we find Sale now moved to 2-3-15 as we see the scores changing to Bairnsdale's 1-5-11. The goal for Bairnsdale by Fletcher as Alvin kicks out.
Alvin's kick is very good in direction of Bruce Cowell. He takes a nice mark, but it's punched away from it at the last minute. And then Graham Robbins continues on and goes right over the top of this champion winger,
Brian Royal.
I'm momentarily forgot his name. He's a champion player from Bairnsdale. He's young Brian Royal. He shrugs aside Peter Speed. He's going to run too far though this time. His hand passes to Haylock. Haylock's short hand pass is intercepted by a very heavy bump, and Sale get out of this nicely to Speed. He's got a lot of